Your prison of self, that limits you. When you break free, you become limitless. I don't believe in gender discrimination. I don't understand the definition of sacrifice and compromise. I speak loud and clear till my voice is heard. I want the world not to cage me, but to set me free. Not to judge me, but to question the deep rooted patriarchy. Not to discriminate, but to embrace social inclusion. I'm sure you must have heard too much of I over here. But when I say I or me, I emphasize on women community, the entire Nari Samaj. I strongly believe change is difficult. Change is hard and unwelcome, but it is inevitable. In life, you will always be presented with a choice to remain or evolve. If you choose to remain unchanged, you will be presented with the same situation, same scenario, same routine, same storm, until you learn from them, until you love yourself enough to say no more, ab or nahi, until you accept the change. But if you choose to evolve, then you will get connected to the strength within you. You will get to explore a world which is outside your comfort zone, a world which might look alien to you. You will awaken to love, to your higher self. I've understood one thing in life, that life is not about achieving something. It's not about becoming something. Sometimes it's about unbecoming everything that is not really you, so that you can be what you are meant to be in the first place. In the first place, I wish to walk for my people. I wish to become a face of change. I wish to inspire more change makers like me. Hence started advocating gender equality, human rights, and started my social organization Adiva Shri Vision with a motto focusing on women issues as human issues. In 21st century, actually we should not be talking about women issues or women empowerment, because I strongly believe the other gender needs to be empowered so that they can accept and acknowledge stronger women in their life. I believe we should strive for a more inclusive, more diverse, equal world with more of human values. I always believe that turning back is not an option. Hence, I prefer saying, "Dear past, thanks. Thanks for all the lessons. You screwed me, you grinded me. But here I am, standing taller, mightier, and smarter." When you understand that turning back is not an option, what you do? You strive to be the better version of yourself. You strive to get connected to the person you are created to be. In the first place, I was aware that I would rather hustle 24/7 than to slave 9 to 5. Hence, I left my subtle corporate career, a high-paying job, hustle and bustle of the city. I have walked in the best of the cities, and I came back to my roots. I understood that I need to do something for my people. Started my organization, Adiva Shri Vision, and started advocating issues and started speaking on issues, taboo topics rather I should say, like periods, menstruation, sex education, adolescent education, and other girls' issues or other girls' issue which are in 21st century as well, a closed door affair for all of us. With the thought, Anandini, which means happiness. Anandini is a Sanskrit word which means happiness. And the campaign Periods Are Normal and I Bleed Red started advocating and addressing issues like early pregnancy, sanitation, menstruation, period, early child marriage, PCOD, PCOS, sustainable menstrual practices. I'm sure to most of the men over here, all these words sounds like coming from a different world altogether. These are the taboo topic. These are like, no, we can't speak of this topic because we are men. And these are, ye ladkiyon wali baatein humse na kiya karo. This is the way our world or our culture, our society has grown up. So, with Anandini, which started from a small slum, Girja Toli Basti in Rourkela has spread wings to Orissa, different parts of Orissa, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, as well as Uttar Pradesh. And I have been recognized as the Pad Women of Orissa. Other than that, few other national awards for creating social impact. Touched life of 50,000 plus odd menstruators, spoken on issue which they can't even speak to their family. Is it an achievement? No. I believe no, because this is just the beginning and the journey is long. No change is easy, but all growth is worth it. In India, out of 1 lakh citizen, India has only 0.07 social worker. Does it speak of my journey towards pre-eminence? Because that's actually my topic, your journey towards pre-eminence. You know what the problem of our generation or the generation earlier as well? We try to be perfect. We have to be on the good books of everyone. We try to strive to be perfect, but perfection is not possible. Transition is. We all have the capacity to learn, to grow, and to accept the change, to change. What we practice grows stronger. And it, what we practice grows stronger. And most of us practice criticism, judgment, negativity, impatience, frustration. Again, what we practice grows stronger. So the question is, the biggest question is, what do you want to practice? Because transition or transformation needs kind attention. Transition, yes. We need to understand, my journey taught me actually that mental strength is very important. And to get that mental strength or to be mentally strong, you need to get rid of all those bad mental habits. Mental health is so much like physical health. To be physically fit, what we do, we practice yoga, we go to gym, but at the same point of time, we need to get rid of junk food. Yes or no? Similarly, to be mentally fit, we need to have good mental habits like practicing gratitude. At the same point of time, we need to leave all the bad mental habits like resenting on somebody else's happiness. When somebody else is happy, what happened? We feel sad. There is a feeling. Why? The happiness should be mine. All the success should be mine. We don't believe in an inclusive world where everybody can live together happily. But the biggest question is how to get rid of those mental habits, bad mental habits. Do you know we feel uncomfortable? The unhealthy feeling about ourselves comes when we are not comfortable with our feelings. And what we do when we're not comfortable with our feelings, we try to get temporary distraction. We go host a pity party. Many get into bad habits like having drugs or similar things. And when we feel uncomfortable about others. Why? Because we compare ourselves to others. We think they are either above us or below us. We think we can control how they behave and they can control how we feel. And when something bad happens, we catch hold of them. Whereas the only person we should compare ourselves to is the person we were yesterday. And how to get rid of all the discomfort feeling? You have to go through it. भागना बहुत आसान होता है. But once you go through it, you have to face it, you have to go through the discomfort and then move on. You are leaving the journey. You have to accept that this world is not a fair place. Is it? How many of you can say this world is a fair place? Everything good has happened to me. Can I see the hands over here? No. World is not a fair place. Life is not fair. But you have to accept your world is what you make it. You can make your world. And before you can change the world, you have to believe that I can change the world. Change this one thing. That takes me to a conversation with a girl who was in her teens, and she's from a very small village, Raiberna. She said that there are things which are supposed to happen and will happen. You cannot do much about it. She said that this is the way of life for girls and women in our community. What has happened to her is a tragedy in my vocabulary. She lived with that tragedy, that physical and mental trauma for years together. Why? Because she considered that change is not feasible. When I started advocating issues of child sexual abuse, many people said that, oh, she must have gone through it. Otherwise, who will speak of such sensitive and taboo topic? Yes, the question is, who will speak of the taboo topics? But do you know, 5 girls, 5 children are being raped every hour. 7 children are being sexually assaulted every hour in India. In India, only 3% of child sexual abuse cases are being reported to police because of the shame and social stigma. I'm happy that I continued because that has given hope to millions of girls to speak of for their own rights. Get rid of the societal pressure, taboo, stigma, shame, and lead a life with self-respect, with dignity. I'm very fortunate that I have worked with thousands of people. Once you are in social sector, you need to go to the remotest of the village, tribal area, rural area, slums. You will get to meet plethora of people with different mindset. And the more I interacted, I have understood that there are 2 sets of people. 2. One with a limited mindset, and the other one, the limitless. These limitless are minority, and they are the real movers and shakers. So let me ask you this question. What if all of you sitting over here are limitless? All of you, including me, of course. What if we all have conquered all the deceivers in our life, like the mighty judge who judges you for what you did, what you didn't do, why you did what you did, from an unforgiving lens, or the victimizer who forces you to believe that the world is always against you. World is not a good place, and no matter what you do, you are not good enough. Or the protector who tries to protect you by saying, oh, slow down. You have never done it earlier. It's a tough terrain. You won't be able to make it. So slow down. Tries to protect you from judgment, criticism, by paralyzing you, by holding you back. Or the ringmaster. The ringmaster try to inculcate productivity guilt. It makes you believe that no matter what you do, your worth is decided on how productive you are, how busy you are. Because busy bragging is a new buzzword in 21st century. Worth is always decided on how busy I am. We always feel that if we don't have time for our partners, our kids, we are busy and we are really doing good in our life. Whereas the situation is not like that. Ringmaster is never happy, whatever you do. Or the last one is the neglector. What neglector does? Neglector makes you believe or makes you seek validation from everyone around. You ask for validation, you ask for approval from your partners, to parents, to co-workers, to kids, to other family members, to friends. And when you don't get it, it triggers you. You feel, am I lacking something? Am I not good enough? So all these deceivers are real. Judge, victimizer, protector, ringmaster, everything. All these are real. You have to face it and you have to distance yourself from all those voices. Let me tell you, there will be failures. There will be failures, emotional, professional, academic, social, and above all, personal failure, identity failure. There will be roadblocks and speed breakers. But what good is a road without all those roadblocks and speed breakers? After all, we are from a country where the road situation is so amazing that we learn to live with the potholes. Isn't it? Similarly, from the beginning of our life, we learn to change the game. There will be downs, there will be ups. You will have your fair share of downs and ups. But during those down moments, whether you just go through it or you grow through it, makes the difference. And that's where growth happens. So let me ask you one question. Towards your growth journey, what is that small step you could take today, right here, right now? I'll conclude by saying, look up always. Look back, never. Thank you. Thanks for having me.